This is part 31 of the Persona 5 Tactica guide. So in the previous video, in case you didn't make it to the end or you didn't watch it, we got the Irreplaceable Bonds trophy for making sure that we use 10 Batona passes. So if you don't have that one already, this is a good time to pick that up by just sending yourself to a mission, suicide mission, and letting yourself be killed until you get that trophy. We also did some preparation for New Game Plus, where we crafted and fused the Ganesha, Dionysus, and Sandman personas, which will best put us in start for New Game Plus, so they have Knack for Conflict and Easy Money. And you should have the Grand Thievery trophy. If you don't, make sure you go back into the Compendium or the mission replay menu and do any of the missions that you have left that are not where you have all the awards. So go ahead and do that before you start this mission, because in New Game Plus we don't want to have to worry about getting all the rewards if we can avoid it. So with that in mind, you should have all the side quests done as well, and we can finally just focus on beating this game. We also have all the conversations as well, so just keep that in mind. That's where you should be before you start off this trophy or this next mission, where we need to take on the final boss of this game, the culmination of all the hard work that we've done up to this point is coming to fruition here in this video. So we're gonna have some dialogue between our characters here before we start off this mission. But again, keep in mind you should have as many of the personas fused that you can, but most importantly we want Ganesha, Dionysus, and Sandman so we can equip them automatically with Knack for Conflict and Easy Money in New Game Plus. We have to play New Game Plus to get new personas that we don't have access to in the first playthrough. So here we have the rival Salmael with his 6 wings here. Pretty cool looking god. I actually like the way he looks. I like those big kind of sunglasses and that crown. I think he's a really cool design for a final enemy, and this series usually knocks that out of the park. So we're gonna have some dialogue between him here before we take him on.
Give it up already, Salmael. You can try all the petty tricks you like, but our hearts will never surrender.
We've made our decision. We have no interest in your so-called protection.
Oh, what a woeful folly. To think you reject the path to solace and prosperity of your own volition.
There. After all the shit you put people through, you still got the nerve to talk about peace?
My pitiful children, do you not understand that I offer mankind salvation?
You might see it as salvation. We call it sticking your big fat nose into other people's business.
Couldn't have said it better myself. I'll choose my own path, thank you very much.
You understand nothing. That very mode of thought exemplifies vanity, irreverence, and foolishness. I will acknowledge that you are considered the strong among mankind. But you are the exceptions, not the norm. Most humans are frail in mind and weak of will. You propagate your ideologies among the weak, fanning the flames of conflict while hiding behind shields of righteousness. Look at the result. Conflicts which embroil a myriad of people, bleeding casualties until eventually all meet their demise.
do understand the point you're trying to make. It is true that reckless instigation of conflict can produce countless tragedies. But if one does nothing but run away from pain and suffering, you really call it living? Even in the most adverse circumstances, there will always be those who desire change. They are those who are willing to fight, even if it means to suffer. And perhaps their actions are motivated by their own ego, leading them to stray from the consensus of humanity. I want to extend my hand to them all the same. I want to be the kind of person who will fight alongside them. That is what I learned from the Phantom Thieves and Arena. This is my will.
Well, there you have it, old Salmi. We're gonna do things our own way from now on.
Yeah, I may be an honor student, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna let you boss me around. If you're not gonna let us through, we'll just have to force our way in.
It's not the first time we've gone against the so-called will of the masses. Call us infidels if you like. But be assured that no one will hinder our artistic vision.
Considering you've just dismissed the majority of us as weak, I'd say you're the one who's looking down on humanity. Besides, you're wrong about us being the strong ones. All we did was take one step at a time. We did it together.
You know, people aren't quite as strong or as weak as you make them out to be. You don't have to rule over them like this. They'll find a way to keep moving forward all on their own.
I know better than anyone. You can't be a shut-in just because you're scared of getting hurt. Whether you're supposed to be a god, an instinct, or whatever, I'm not cool with you forcing your beliefs down my throat.
No matter how many times we came close to giving up, in the end, we've always stuck to our convictions. So if you think we're gonna fold to your consensus or whatever you want to call it, you've got another thing coming.
How lamentable. Oh, how I hear your screams. How I see your suffering.
Well, it seems like a peaceful resolution is off the table.
Twist your words however you want. We won't succumb to your absurdity. As the protector of his soul and as a warrior that fought alongside you all, I will defeat you and reform this world.
Such drivel, truly a cry of lunacy. It pains me to use forcible means, but you leave me no choice. This is for the salvation all of humanity yearns for the prosperity of mankind. I will now eradicate you into non-existence.
So after a relatively long discussion with Salmael, we are actually ready to take on this boss battle. So I've sped it up at twice speed here, just so we can get through it at a quicker pace, and so you can kind of get an idea of what the flow of the battle looks like. But there's no particular quick strategy to beat him that's really out of the ordinary or unique. Just like any of the other missions, we want to use the triple threat ability to kill any enemies that appear along the way, and then be able to redirect our focus on the boss. And as usual, you start on different sides, and you need to go up and try and get in range to that first pedestal that is in front of Salmael. As you can see, we are on this giant looking revolver type machinery here that will rotate. So the main strategy on this battle is to just keep yourself in line and in front of Salmael so you can do and be in range for gun attacks or magic attacks. Unfortunately, you can't knock off enemies into the void here. They will just stay on the platforms. You can, as you can see, knock them onto other platforms, but you can't kill them by knocking them off. As you can see, those are the type of attacks that Salmael himself has. He has those type of laser type shots that he will do and inflict damage. Every once in a while he will get critical attacks, which puts you in pretty bad shape. Well, not too pretty bad shape, but it can hurt and you'll have to take up more damage. So you might want to have a healer at some points if you would like. We can use baton passes in this battle if you would like. We have 3. I didn't feel the need to use them in this battle because I went ahead and got it in one of the previous videos to get that trophy out of the way. But if you die, it's no big deal. But I'm just starting this mission with my heavy hitters, which are my best Persona members or characters that I believe have gotten us to this point in this game. So I'm sticking with my all-star team here of Joker, Ryuji, and Haru. Feel free to use whoever you want. And as you can see, he's going to keep doing attack. That's one of his gear attacks. That one is one of the more dangerous ones because he can hit 2 of your party members at once if you're both in close range. But it's not enough to really warrant needing to like be out of distance of attacking him. This whole battle you want to just keep the pressure on and keep attacking him as you see windows for, because it's hard enough to just kind of get to him at some points. So you want to maximize damage opportunities when you're able to. So one of the attacks here that he does is he starts setting these gears up to rotate. And when it rotates, this of course is annoying because it puts you out of position and away from the ability to attack him directly. So here we go, he does this flying wheel thing and it rotates. So now we were previously right in front of him, and now we are a whole platform ahead, away from him, and it also caused some enemies to spawn. So that's just something that continues throughout this battle that we're going to have to basically deal with as we continue to fight him on. So just keep that in mind. Also, don't let the enemies that are in our vicinity, we don't want too many of them going hog wild against us. So use your judgment as far as when to kill them. There's not too much an advantage in going after them. You can kind of let them come to us. And this is where the Futaba skills really help, because this is a long battle here. So you definitely want to enable that final guard skill if you have it. Because getting HP and SP is critical, because this is a long battle and he can do a lot of damage. So here he did the rotating ability twice. So now we're even further positioned away from him. So we'll have to go 2 platforms up to get to him. And I had no idea until later in this battle, but if you do wind up falling off into the void, you do not die instantly. You do take damage. You'll just wind up on the other side. So you can safely not be too concerned about falling into the depths there. But obviously you want to avoid this if you can. But there are situations where sometimes this is unavoidable, because you might get shocked or just might misread the situation of when he's going to apply his gear rotations. So we're going to continue going forward here, creating pressure. He's done the same attacks on us. We don't have anything particularly new out of him now. We're going to get once more opportunities here to try and get that trophy. We still don't get it, but we can try and clear out these enemies that have spawned with us here in this battle. So we're gonna knock out a couple more. And we're back up in his face and able to continue hitting him. If you hide behind these little nuts and bolts here, you can have a chance to prevent some damage, but really, as you can see, he didn't work there. He got some criticals in, but no big deal. We'll just keep trying to chip away at his health. As you can see, he does have a significant amount of health, so given he's the final boss, I don't think anyone expected him to be exactly a pushover, and if there's anything like previous bosses, this will not be the first phase and only phase of this boss. As you can see, he rotated some gears again, and we got a nice SP boost from Futaba here. We're going to continue to try and apply pressure and continue to attack Salmael when we can. He got some more hits on us here. Again, he could be hitting a lot harder. But we have some enemies that are accruing up here, so we want to clear them out so we're not taking too much damage from both the boss and the regular enemies. We did manage to inflict sleep here on one of the enemies approaching us. Because I'm trying to get that trophy here in this last throws here if I can. I still don't have it. Hopefully you have it. If not, we'll just keep trying with the sleep gun that we have. So here's another instance where he has both gears wound up for rotation. So we're going to be in a position to be out of his range. One reason I like having Haru is it's nice having that healing ability as a ace in the hole in case someone does get in too much damage. So here he's rotated a couple more gears. Got a good amount of critical hits on us. He had a really good turn there, but we survived it. I've been trying to use the voltage meters attack as well in an attempt to try and get the trophy for that in this first playthrough. And as you can see, I'm still trying to use Ryuji's gunshot ability to try and knock out that final sleep trophy. So here we have another triple threat we're going to use to kill a good amount of enemies. We still have some health with him to whittle down. So we're getting closer and closer to getting him down. Got a couple attacks in there, but we're still in pretty good shape with all of our characters as far as health goes. So this is my attempt to hopefully knock him out, get the trophy, but we didn't at the same time for the 50 unique abilities. But we've defeated him in the first stage, and after some dialogue and a transformation here, we are going to pick up in the next video with the second phase of this boss for Salmael. So see you in the next video.